Our next reader is going to be, is Christopher Hirschman Brandt here? Chris? Is Chris here?
I don't see any Chris's or Christophers.
I haven't seen him yet. Well, we went up early, so I don't know how much of my cotillion is going to show, but I do have a lot of them here, so let's keep it going. Okay. Is Judy B. Levine here? Judy B. Levine. Okay, moving on. KB Nemkowski. I saw you up there. Can you please make yourself visible? KB?
She's there, but she's muted.
KB?
KP should be asking you to unmute.
Yeah.
Please unmute.
Yeah. I thought you said that she couldn't see me. I'm like, wait a minute. So you can see me and hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Joanie, and thanks to everybody for being at the event. I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
I'd like to read your bio briefly.
Oh, okay.
Okay. KB Nemkowski has authored 3 books of poetry: Drift from 10 Pell Books in 2000, Dear Friend from Strawgate Books 2012, and Early Exits from United Artists Books 2018. Please dazzle us.
I'm going to read the poem that I read at your recent reading. That one. Hold on. It's called A Solution for Everything. 7 eulogies later, the keys won't fit the door. My namesake, KB, the grizzled, smiling, lumbering head of security, escorts me back up to the 8th floor, says he can finesse the keys, teeth up, with that 6th sense Irish folks have. And of course, the tumblers shift, the latch clicks. A hike upstate, a fog bank rises, absorbs the Hudson River, wooden arrow trail markers, and man-made stacks of rocks, which are tributes to ourselves for inner peace and balance that disrupts the habitat and organic cover for all critters, small and slithering and bug-eyed. Evangelicals lie in the grass, get their bloom on, a product of our times, defining ourselves by our wars. Outsiders carve a mountainous nation into 2. Nation A will live in the valleys. Nation B, the mountain peaks. And everyone must walk through one another to get to the other side. But, you know, that may not work. So let's just rejigger that. How about outsiders will carve a nation into 2. Nation A will live in the cities. Nation B, the rural counties. But, you know, damn it, it just still doesn't work because, you know, everyone still has to walk through one another to get to the other side. Thank you.
Thank you, KB. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce Karina Ordonez. Can you please unmute? Karina Ordonez.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. I would like to introduce you all to the lovely Karina Ordonez. We are currently working together in this play that's going to be performed next weekend. And Karina, sorry, getting carried away with that end thing, is a Colombian-American multidisciplinary writer, poet, and artist who uses her work to uplift the voice of marginalized communities with an emphasis on intersectional feminism and undoing Western stereotypes of the global South. Take it away, baby.
Thank you so much, Joanie. Hi, everybody. My name is Karina, and the poem I'm about to read is called Canción de las Flores. It is a eulogy piece for all of the women who have been victims of domestic violence and femicide in the global South, specifically in my home country of Colombia. When I think of Latina women, the Latina women that I think of are the ones fertilizing the soil. Voices muffled in dirt, skirts found teared next to petals, watered by their mother's tears, every father's fear. To lose a baby girl to lust when lust goes left turned eulogy, femicide. Has never been a fabrication, bodies never found, families still looking, hoping and praying to find a limb, something. Anything to bury, a hint of closure to rest their worn-out hearts, restless souls, yearning to go home. The beauty that this world praises hidden in our rivers and lakes. Why do you think our flowers are so beautiful? Lovers turn to seeds to feed our biodiversity ever growing as they live on, only to be picked and plucked by the same selfish hands who were never taught how to leave a pretty thing alone. Are women fetishized, sexualized for their accents, called romantic, even when they're fighting for their land back? Do we still sound sexy and sweet when we critique our government's greed? Or when we weep for our loved ones who left long before we were ever ready? Your fantasies of curves and submission, they starve you of the real intimacy that is given from the love of Latin women who were taught softness and silence before our second birthdays. But you come and make a playground of our homelands for unholy reasons. Yet you found God in her lips, heaven in her hips. You, despite yourself, have become a believer. As she brings you back from the dead, something you never reciprocated on her end. May every single murdered and stolen young girl find friendship in the wind, shelter under trees, cloth and leaves. May she be wiped clean, to find sanctuary in the streams where her heart stopped. Do not blame my women for their survival tactics, while those who have spoken up have been murdered to martyrdom. The next time that you hold one of us in your arms, remember those who sought out similar comforts, only to be met with bruises beaten into mindsets, blood spilled, that will never be seen, and pay homage to all of mis hermanas, whose souls make our roses smell so sweet. May they all find a kinder world in the afterlife. Poem. Thank you.
Muchas gracias, querida. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce Robert Heger. Can you make yourself known? Robert Heger is an actor, director, musician, and writer. Co-director was Joanie HF Zosike, that would be me, of Dada, New York, and a member of the Living Theater. Robert? Bobby?
Yes,
There you are. The
I've been here
reveal.
all along.
The reveal.
All right, so here we go. Just to start by saying that living in the admittedly somewhat bleak epoch in which we find ourselves, I keep on finding myself going back to the sage words of George Carlin, who famously said, "It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it." Now, I have a poem here that is my twist on an abecedarian, and though it's bleak, I believe it also points to a bright future. It's called The Abyssids of Power. Aiding and abetting, abrading and beheading. Business as usual. Businessmen penetrate, business controls, crusades, careens, carves the path to corporate dominion. Devoid of heart, replaced by a billfold, the deranged, evil, evangelical emperors are ensconced in death-saturated fabric. Fanatical, faithful, fascist toadies man the guard posts, gorge grotesquely on ghastly carcasses of unfaithfuls ground beneath the heel. Harbingers of the hallowed, return to greatness, self-proclaimed. Interdicting intelligent discourse, imagined as a thing of the past. They are jeering jingoist jackals, hunting jittery foreigners who are jailed, soon to be tried in kingly kangaroo courts with Ku Klux Klanish zeal on the frontier of surreal. Derisively laughing, lacerating frontiers of the heart, liquefying lines of communication, monetizing moribund members of menial workforce turned fodder. They nonchalantly neutralize dissent of the spent. It'll be great, says the new breed of orator, orchestrating an oompa, 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 marching to banks. Gradually, they pour pilfered blood into overflowing coffers that pulse with anguish of the quashed. Quivering with lust for the feeble remains of plebeians, they quibble over reddened rags, rinsing away the blood of conquest on the road to greatness. Slowly, they succumb, sag under weight of their own corruption, scrabbling through wads of bills, thievishly targeting the poor who tire of subsistence and are a true threat to their power. Understatement unnerves the vaunted wealthy. Say it loud, say it proud, no time to vacillate, vanquish all enemies of wealth. To be poor is dead wrong, a thing of woe. Wall Street, their temple of doom, keeps out the poor, but gone to seed is their Xanadu. Xanthosis ripened tumors speckle the skin of the fallen, trapped behind the wall. Yips, yells, unearthly howls of former victors slip through cracks in the yellowed wall. Zonked zombies of the dying breed emerge, zigzag slowly to their tombs, alarmed, abject, and alone. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Mr. Bobby. And now I would like to introduce, if she is here, Sean Militek. Are you here, Sean?
I'm here.
Oh, great. Hi, and I probably said it wrong. Say your last name for me. I'm so
Well,
ashamed.
please don't be. It's Militich.
Militich. Okay. Welcome, Sean.
Thank you. Thank
Sean
you.
had one thing to say in her bio. I am a real New Yorker. That she is.
Oh, you're adorable.
Welcome.
All right. I begin. All right. I'm thinking about you. How are you? I'm thinking about you. Is the air clear there too? I am thinking about you. This is the positive sum of what I know. When your eyes look equally into mine, not lower, not higher, just the exact plane of evenness and exchange. That's not only coming this way, it's already here. I believe our accountability is shared. I believe our atonement is mutual. I believe our expiation is correct. When the habit of fear and rage and hate, when the habit is fear and rage and hate, when the night is lighter than the next day, when the blame is easier than the breath, that's when I ascend to a different view. That's when I ascend to more than one offering. That's when I ascend to human interaction. And you? There at arm's length, I circle your existence. You are the unseen. We've walked together for millennia. You are the unheard. We've sung together on the Sabbath. You were in a dream, the layer where meaning and understanding occur. And weren't you beautiful? And like the goodness and kindness of the blade of grass that separates us, we have a magnificent, powerful, and effective boundary. As information differs from knowledge, one informs, one transforms. We are together the near solution to our problems. Now our souls are. That is the way of now. Now we are. That is the way of now. Now we act. That is the way of now. Be of have, must, just courage. Speak up. Act now. Thank you, Joanie.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sean, for coming all the way from.
Albany.
Thank you. We're going to shuffle off to Buffalo soon, too. I would like to now announce Howard Flancer. Is he here? Howard, please show yourself.
I'm looking for Howard. Sorry.
I didn't find him, but I'm trying to manipulate 3 documents at once here, so as we all are. Okay, let's skip over Howard, and when I get to the end of our set, I will call off names of people who didn't identify themselves earlier, and if they're here, they can read, or otherwise, we will try to pick them up later. Okay, thanks for your patience for all of this administrative babble. Okay, do we have Catherine Clark here? Is Catherine Clark here? Catherine Clark. Okay, what about Sarah Sarai? Are you here, Sarah? Sarah Sarai.
She's having technical difficulties and says she can't make it.
Oh, that's a pity. Okay, thank you. What about Phyllis Segura? Phyllis Segura.
Did I unmute?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Should I unmute the video too?
Yes, unmute the video so we can see you.
Oh, can you see me?
We can see something that says
Wait,
Phyllis
no,
S.
the video. Wait,
Ah, there you are. There you went.
yes,
No, we had you for a second.
I'm trying.
And there you are. Okay,
There?
there you are. Hi, Phyllis. Welcome.
Okay.
Good
Hi,
to see you.
how are you?
I'm good. Like, nice to see you through the peacock feather.
The peacock feather, yes.
Phyllis Segura is a painter and sometime poet and chef. And she's had a thankfully long and creative life and says, "Power to the people," when we join you.
Okay. And my poetry offering is, in these times, can't find the words. There are no words. And yet, tumbling down from the abysmal abyss, falling off the balustrade, gripped and shaken, abhorrent, crippling, torturous, tightening of the vice, there really are no words. Oh, Giordano, that which causes the unspeakable is cautionary to those who seek enchantment. Hear now the call of the birds. See carefully the magnolia's glow. Embrace the child in pink, dancing, and the sky, oh, the sky, and the winds pushing the air sublime. Lucky, lucky, lucky. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Lucky kiss. A kiss to blow away all the bad shit. Burr, tabek, chica, bing, chica, bang, shika, shh. Ah, chew, frega, hasa, mar, par, oga, skloosh.
Skloosh indeed.
Skloosh.
Thank you so much, Phyllis.
Welcome. Now I will re-mute.
Okay, see you later.
See, ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. I'd like now to introduce, actually, I think I saw Julia Levine came in. Are you here, Julia? Could you unmute and make,
I'm here, yeah.
okay, and can we see you or are we just on a phone or what?
No. I'm sorry. I thought I was way later down in the lineup, so I didn't put my camera on. I'm sorry. Here I
Oh,
am.
hi, there you go. Yeah,
Okay, sorry about that.
something happened. I mean, we are way ahead of time and I was trying to write emails while introducing people at the
Oh,
same time.
no.
It's lots of
Okay.
fun. Anyway, so sorry. Julia B. Levine is the author of 6 collections of poetry, including Small Disasters Seen in Sunlight. And she is the winner of the Northern California Book Award in Poetry. Welcome, Julia.
Thank you. And I don't know the format yet. So am I to say anything else or just read the poem, or how is this
You
working?
have 3 minutes starting now.
Okay.
And I have my little egg cooker.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming that we are reading poems of resistance, and this is one I wrote pretty recently. I don't know if those on the East Coast know that here in Davis, where I live, in the Central Valley, spring is sort of a wonderland, and you can easily forget the problems of the world driving up and down the Central Valley on I-5. So this is a poem about being reminded of what's happening right now. It's called This American Spring. Oaks throw out new leaves. Clouds float like fatty cuts of dream until we can almost forget the devastated kingdom, miles of farmland salted with poison, the Sierra sitting down to empty plates of rain. And singing along with the oldie station, we can pretend it doesn't matter that you can't walk anymore. You and I can still drive fast up the valley's spine, past pistachio and cherry orchards, fields shocked green. Oh, slipping out between my lips at the shadows penciled over those hills. 3 magpies, flung hard as tuxedo darts, flying beside our car. Later, while the cattle chew sideways in their finishing corral and you pump gas, I'll wait in line at the feedlot convenience store, thinking about that feathered trinity disappeared behind us. How every vanishing enters me like a suicide bomb not yet tripped, but ready to go. Most of all, I want to believe I can keep you alive, to say this is more than enough and mean it, as I hope the man towering over me did when I glanced back and he murmured, "Nice day," his cap sporting red plastic horns, a large knife chained to his belt, with 2 sleeves of tattoos, a swastika on one arm, a cross on the other. He was waiting to buy a king-size bag of Sour Patch Kids. All of us hauling up I-5 in that brief tumble of bloom, my hand on your thigh, yours brushing my neck. Even now, I imagine that man in his black truck throwing back handfuls of those gummies I crave too for their doubleness, their sour sweet we could call America, this country, brilliant at saving nothing, wanting it all.
Wow. What a great last line. The rest of the poem was pretty good too. No. No. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You have a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the program. I would like now to introduce my friend, my great friend, Marie Claire Pichet, the Claire of my poem, if you recall it, back about a half an hour ago or so. Marie Claire Pichet. Claire, can you unmute and come to the fore or the floor?
Unmute. There.
Hi,
Okay.
Claire.
There.
Claire Pichet, or
Yes.
Marie Claire Pichet, is Professor Emerita of French at the University of Mount St. Vincent. Also co-founder of the Anarchist Switchboard New York from 1983 to 89, whoop, whoop, and Top Lab, Theater of the Oppressed Laboratory at the Brecht Forum, 1990 to 2016. Thank you, Claire, for being here.
Well, thank you. I'm going to read a poem called Halt. And it's self-explanatory. Halt. Stop. In shock. Glued to the screen, you are witnessing real-time genocide. Cool blue images of an ongoing bloody reality TV show set in a virtual space called Gaza, where actual human reality, displaced to a militarized, dematerialized zone, becomes inaccessible, like the factual open-air prison that it is. Powerless to change the script of this imperial snuff film production, you might disconnect the flow with your remote, or not. You might haltingly alternate morally comforting acts of support with grief, guilt, or cynicism, with the shame of imposed voyeurism. And yet still be able to stand in lines of convergence with the unfiltered light of dreamscapes, in search of truth, the truth of salt, of sea, of sand, of mirrors, the truth of yourself, stepping into a mirrored light where you see your other selves in Gaza, truly appearing beyond the despair of impossible seascape escape, where you follow them rushing back and forth to no safe place, shoes in shreds, shoveling rubble and ash, charred body parts, sliding into growing famine, into relentless air erasure of anything that moves, erasure by remote control, by the darkly glaring, dehumanizing, obedient eyes of the storm, where you and they are again truly shouting, where you and they have never been able to leave, where you and they are truly left to die in tombs from which you and they will still be displaced. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Claire. You know I love that poem. I just saw that our friend Chris Brandt entered the room. And Chris, would you like to, I know you just got here, but can you unmute and appear?
Yes, but give me a couple of minutes to get the poem up.
Okay, well, while I'm reading your intro, we can do that, okay? I'll read slowly. Christopher Hirschman Brandt has lived, worked, and made poems and theater on the Lower East Side since he came to New York 52 years ago. Are you ready, Chris?
I am ready.
Okay, do we have a picture of you? I mean, are you going to appear on the screen?
I don't think so. I need to have my, no, I don't think so. It's too complicated for me.
Okay, sweetie. All right, you go ahead. Dazzle us with your
This
reading.
poem is called Looking at the Last Photograph of Marilyn Monroe. Coroners have skinned the face off Marilyn Monroe and laid it back for one last shoot. They said the facial discoloration occurred after death, and it is the surgeon's knife that caused her face to sag. Before the procedure, the lifeless Marilyn remained beautiful. But she knew beauty is death. They both knew it, Marilyn and Norma Jean, for that's the woman in the photograph, the face of an ancient child. Marilyn made beauty up out of what scares us. She told us just what to expect. We thought we owned her when she laid the year out naked on red velvet. But the itch we felt was dry finger bones flicking our balls till they're dust and no trouble. Every loss of love adds up at last to one. She worked to make herself a memory, the careful mask of red and pink that took her hours every day, her late arrivals on the set, the way she listened for what no one else could hear. Here her face takes back Earth's colors that change too fast for any word but death. Doctors have smoothed the skin and clicked and flashed to get her down once more forever. But she's gone home to Norma Jean, who waited for years in parks and soda counters, sitting on bus stop benches, nested shopping bags at her feet, her eyes pieces of sky, open to anything. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's a beautiful poem. Thank you. All right. Next we have Hiram LaRue.
Thanks, Joanie.
Oh,
I'm-
hi, welcome.
I'm
And
right here.
Just introduce Hiram to you. His latest collection, This Much Very, was published in 2025 by Alien Buddha Press. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. And thank you, Joanie, for doing all the magic and effort to bring us all together today. I've enjoyed hearing, and I'm sure I will continue to enjoy hearing everyone's work. I'm Hiram LaRue from Maryland. And like some of you folks, as we face the headlines daily, I don't know, I have to imagine beyond them. In fact, I have to look a little bit above the headlines. This poem is a love poem to the moon. It first appeared in Right Now Lit, and I'm going to share screen it with you so you can kind of follow along, class. Here it is. So this is a poem from Right Now Lit, and it's titled To the Limit. Someone asks what I would fight for. Well, I'd fight for the moon in a heartbeat, with its halo of wisdom, its cloud cover of yes, and its wish to, even its merely. Yes, I'd march for its glowing, and I'd defend the moon with longings, with anything I could muster, no limits, to keep it up over for harvests or phases, even for no one. Then, if allowed to, I'd rejoice in its quiet apart from, that always wins me for as long as what matters lets me. The moon's mix of far away, but right there, all gathered around. Thanks so much, Joanie.
Hiram, thank you. And there's a lot of people who put this afternoon together. So I just wanted to make that clear that, you know, Larissa and Martha and Elizabeth and Audrey and Nina and Jonathan, our master technician, And I hope I haven't left anybody out, but we are all really happy that you joined us today. Thank you. And now I want to introduce the next reader, Lorraine Corelli. And you want to come to the fore, Lorraine, or the floor? I already said that.
I'm here.
Ah, good. Hi, welcome. Lorraine, hi, good to see you.
Good
Long
to see you.
time.
I've been enjoying such a wonderful, wonderful afternoon of poetry. I'm overwhelmed by all the power.
I know, really. Yeah, thank you for saying that. I
Thank
couldn't
you for
agree with you
inviting
more.
me. I want to thank you all, the organizers, the hosts, everyone who's responsible for
Thank
bringing this together. It's such a beautiful, beautiful effort.
Thank you. I want to tell you, who listeners and other fellow poets, also listeners, that Lorraine is a poet, spoken word performance artist, New York Beat Poet Laureate, wonderful, writer, activist, teacher, learner, and multi-stages founding artistic director. So welcome you are.
Thank you. I'm going to read two short poems, and the first one is Silence. Do not rest comfortably. Silence grants entitlement and privilege for some and injustice for others. Silence is complacency, going along to get along with family, friends, and colleagues. Silence justifies brutality and murder and protection of privilege. Silence whispers freedom for some and chains for those wearing charcoal skin. Silence in unfaithful whore assures our safety and that we get to breathe while others don't. Silence is laughing and condoning racial slurs, fueling fires of generational blind justice. Words tearing skin from bone, I can't breathe. Words pressing knees to neck, I can't breathe. Words jogging, I can't breathe. Words bird watching, I can't breathe. Words sitting at home, I can't breathe. Words swimming, I can't breathe. Words driving, I can't breathe. Words car stopped, I can't breathe. Words children selling water to go to Disneyland, I can't breathe. Words a Black man strategically wearing light clothing and crossing to the opposite side of the street on an evening errand when a white woman turns, hearing footsteps behind her, knowing her mood can result in his death. Words breathing, I can't breathe. Words pleading, I can't breathe. Words, I can't. My next poem is Do White Mothers Cry? Dedicated to Black mothers of murdered sons and daughters for breathing in charcoal skin. Do white mothers cry? Do white mothers rejoice and panic at the birth of sons? Do white mothers fear sons' deaths? Do white mothers pray with and for sons and male loved ones before sending them out into the world? Do white mothers give instructions to sons for navigating a society which hates and fears them? Do white mothers teach sons how to avoid and stay alive in the presence of snarling police officers, human hunting vigilantes, and other historical known threats? Do white mothers see police officers as their heroes and protectors, while those with charcoal skin see terrorists? Do white mothers teach sons how to become invisible when walking, jogging, driving, laughing, and breathing? Do white mothers spend their waking hours worrying if their sons and male loved ones will return home safely. Hearts pounding at every knock at the door or ring of the doorbell. Do white mothers' tears stain heart and pillow? Do white mothers' screams grieve aching wounds? Do white mothers' gardens grow dead sons? Do white mothers' gardens grow dead sons? This Black woman, sister, aunt, cousin, and friend wants to know, do white mothers cry? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. Thank you. Next up, we have a compañero of yours, I think, Lorraine. I'd like to introduce Lorca Perez. Lorca, are you still here?
I'm here.
Oh, hi. Good to
Hey,
see
hon.
you.
Too.
Old
Oh,
friend.
Lorraine, that was fantastic. Thank you. My heart is full.
Yes, really. Lorca Perez is a Nuyorican, Iraqi, Polish, multidisciplinary theater artist, visual artist, writer, activist, teacher, learner, and multi-stages founding artistic director. She forgot to put in her bio that she and I worked together, but that's okay. Thank you.
We sure did. Many years ago.
Good to see you.
Okay, I have two poems. The first one is from an anthology that I am happily announcing that I'm in the Black and the Red, Poems of Profit and Loss, that my mother, Gloria Vando, marvelous poet who's here listening today, is the editor, along with my sister, Annika Paris, another poet. I come from a family of many, many writers, and I actually saw a couple of people here today are in the collection, are in the anthology. So I have two pieces. One is this one that's in the anthology, and then I have another piece that I want to read. It's called Journey. 1. Andiamo, for E. Winding steps and pathways lead her down the swollen ground to Dolce and Gabbana. Far from Havana, here yachts and skippers slip past seas and bays of gold. She struts, she walks, she climbs. 2. Cuidado la migra, for A. They hide till the cicadas cry. Beware the sign. Hair flying behind, hands held tightly, little ones grab hold, grab tight, to make it here, there, where. Corre! 3. Achtung, for H. She waits alone, till the alarm subsides, till the fires die, till he turns. She runs. Shorter than the grass around her, hiding in trees, leaves, branches, bending safely to safety. Barefooted and cobbled, she walks. She walks. She walks, a descending Eurydice watching her step. She knocks. She knocks for work. She knocks for food, a bed, a bath, a home. Thank you. The second piece I have is inspired by the banned words. The banned words that were printed in the New York Times, thank you, that Donald Trump and his cronies have decided should be erased from any government documentation, website, etc. So I pulled out a bunch of them and I composed a little poem. A banned poem of banned words to make us disappear. Accessible, activism, advocates, affirming care, all-inclusive, anti-racist, assigned at birth at risk. Barriers, bias toward biological female, biological male, BIPOC, Black. Climate crisis, climate science, cultural differences, heritage, sensitivity, culturally appropriate, DEI, DEIA, DEIAB, DEIA, DEIJ, disability, discrimination, Diverse backgrounds, diverse communities, diverse groups, equal opportunity, equality, equitable ethnicity, exclusion, expression, female, feminism, gender, gender-based violence, diversity, identity, ideology, gender-affirming care, genders. Gulf of Mexico, carajo, hate speech, Hispanic minority, identity, immigrants, implicit bias, inclusion, inclusive, inclusivity, indigenous community, inequalities, inequitable, inequity, injustice, institutional, intersectional, intersectionality, Latinx, LGBT, LGBTQ, marginalized, men who have sex with men, mental health, minorities, most risk, multicultural, Native American, non-binary, oppression, orientation, polarization, pregnant people, prejudice, privilege, pronouns, race, racial diversity, identity, inequity, justice, racism, segregation, sex, sexual preferences, sexuality, status, systemic, they, them, trans, transgender, transsexual, trauma, traumatic, tribal, unconscious bias, underrepresented, underserved, undervalued, victims, vulnerable populations, women, and underrepresented. Banned words to make us disappear. A band of words, sounds, phrases. Band of ribbons, yellow, tied, pink twists, red band of courage for my friends who died. Black bands, wrapping, wrapping up, wrapping on doors, banding about, banded together. Abandon the damn banning of words. And that's it.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Lorca.
you.
We've had a lot of abecedarians today, interestingly. Okay, thank you so much for coming. And hello to Gloria, by the way. Kate Himes, please come forth. It is my great pleasure to introduce Kate Himes. Are you here, Kate?
Yes, I am here.
Ah, good. Okay.
Myself, everyone.
We're not seeing you yet, but
Just a moment.
Now I see you. Okay.
Yep, and just
This is Kate Himes, and she is the 2024 Ulster County Poet Laureate and leader of Wallkill Valley Writers Group, WVW, workshops. And she has, for her poet laureateship, and perhaps for her life, most likely for her life, embraced the role of griot, a poet and storyteller who honors the ancestors. Welcome, Kate.
thank you, Joanie. This has been quite a powerful afternoon of listening to everyone and all of the poets here. So thank you for including me.
Thank you.
The poem I'm going to read is just that. It's a poem called We Be Griots. And it's my way of embracing the role of being a storyteller who tells the stories that are meant not to be told in history or elsewhere. And so that's what I'm going to read. We be griots, sing full-throated. We sing the notes between the lines and spaces. We call, listen, and respond. We sing vibrato to touch souls and hearts. We improvise until we feel the Egan rise. We bend notes into shouts. We raise our hands, stir the air in prayers. We sing melody as we beat out rhythms. We make music of keep on keeping on, blues and hallelujahs. We tell stories hidden in history. We lift the veil. No one truly dies as long as their name is spoken.
Thank you. Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Are you reading another poem or is that it?
Oh,
That was a shorty.
that's all I got prepared. I thought it was one poem.
Yeah.
But if you come back to me in a few minutes, I can have another.
Let's see if there's time. Okay.
If there's
I'd love to
time.
hear. I'd love to hear 10 more. I'm sure everybody else would, but you know, it's a long night. But thank you so much. That was a beautiful poem. Thank you for joining us. Okay. I'm going to ask now to come to the mic, Edward Galt.
I don't see any Edwards or Eds.
Oh, okay. Then what about Michael Anthony Ingram? I saw him earlier. Are you
I'm
here,
here.
Michael?
Yes, I am. Hello,
Right.
hello.
Okay. Good to see you
All
again.
right. Yes.
Hi.
I bring
So,
greetings from the nation's capital, the
oh, yeah,
epicenter of everything. So, hello.
I'll say. So, Michael Anthony Ingram, MD, not Dr. Michael Anthony Ingram, is the
Not at all.
creator and host of the Quintessential Poetry Podcast. Okay. Thanks
All right.
for coming and give us your words.
All right. Thank you very much. When I think of resistance, for me, it begins with remaining vigilant. And despite concerted efforts to homogenize cultures, we all remember that we're uniquely empowered to be ourselves. We have our own lived experiences and we live our lives our own way. To me, that is so important to remember. So the piece that I'd like to share is titled Grammatically Incorrect, a Spoken Word Symphony. They try to box me in, pin me down with labels, nouns that hang heavy, verbs that dictate my every move. But I am not an object to be possessed, nor a marionette with strings for limbs. I am not a whisper of is or was, not a future tense they can't predict. My being is a hurricane, ever shifting, rewriting its own narrative, unfurling in defiance of their finite definitions. Forget your adjectives, your modifiers that diminish me. My light burns too bright to be dimmed by their pale comparisons. I am not dependent on their approval, their scales of good and bad. I wear my uniqueness as a crown, a tapestry woven with threads of resilience and fire. Conjunctions cannot connect me to their expectations. Prepositions cannot place me beneath their gaze. I am not an afterthought, a footnote in their grand narrative. My voice will rise, a chorus untamed, unconfined by their rules. Yes, I am grammatically incorrect. A sentence that break molds. My language is the language of rebellion, a symphony of the marginalized, the misunderstood. It sings of freedom, of carving my own path, of being emphatically me, unapologetically me. Take me as I am. I am a riot of colors, a whirlwind of emotions. I am the sunrise bursting through cracked pavements, the defiant bloom in the desert sand. I am not an error, but an evolution, a testament to the beauty that lies beyond the confines of your textbook grammar. So let them parse me, analyze me, label me with their sterile terms. I will laugh in the face of the limitations, for I am free. Not just grammatically, but in my soul, in my spirit, in the very essence of my being. There is nothing about me that can be described as a noun, a verb, or cage. I cannot be either and or butted out of existence. I am the phoenix that rises from the ashes, wings ablaze, forever soaring beyond the reach of somebody else's prescribed world. I fearlessly embrace my own individuality while I make my own mark on history. Thank you.